I know I've already shown this to you in a short that I posted this morning, but I thought I'd do a less rushed version of my Thursday festive fit check. So this is what you guys helped me to achieve. This was the assignment. No, this was the assignment to go with this dress. And to be perfectly honest, I am so happy with the way it turned out. I had loads and loads of compliments this morning when I went to Hamish's playgroup about how I was wearing makeup, and that made me look really nice. In other words, I look super duper tired and not that great without makeup, but it is what it is. So I found these earrings when I did my Christmas shopping the other day. That was actually before Vlogmas started, the day before Vlogmas started. And I thought that they were absolutely a perfect fit to go with this dress. So I'm really, really happy with my cardigan. I know it doesn't really fully go with the collar, but it doesn't look bad. It could be better, but it doesn't look bad. So thank you very much for helping me. We've got one more Christmas party tomorrow for this week, and I'll be wearing this cardigan again for its third time, with another Christmas dress that I don't think I've shown you on here. Not in Vlogmas anyway. I've definitely shown you in my Carolina dress room try on dress collection video, but you wouldn't have seen it with this cardigan. So you've got that to look forward to tomorrow. But as for the rest of the day, guys, I really don't know what to do with you. I have a few chores that I need to get on with, and we've got an advent calendar to open later, but I don't really feel like there's a lot to do on a Thursday now that playgroup's over and done with. But yeah, just one more little twirl for you. That ended up being a big twirl, and now I'm dizzy. So I'll see you all in a little bit. So almost immediately after saying goodbye on that last little clip of my dress, the postman rang the door, and I had two lovely sized parcels, so big. And yeah, I knew this was coming, but I didn't know it was coming today. We've just got some Christmas presents here from my partner's auntie, so that's cool. I'll go and put those upstairs. They're all wrapped, so I'll go and pop those upstairs and pop them away, because little sir has already heard me mention the present word, and he was like, "Oh, can I open them?" So let's go and hide those. And then I have got 3 new dresses from this brand, but they're plain dresses in a new style that they haven't done before. I've got a plain black one, a burgundy one, and a navy blue one, I think it was. So I wanted some plain dresses so I could wear funky tights, because I find it hard to get my head around a funky dress with funky tights. I feel like if you have a funky dress, the tights need to be plain. So that's what we bought. And I really needed, for like the longest time, like a plain black dress for occasions such as more formal occasions like job interviews. Not that I've got any of those coming up, but you know what I mean. Unfortunately, funerals, they happen. I'm going to need something black to wear at those, unless like it's stated that you can wear something brightly coloured and stuff like that. And then the navy one will just be good to go with like oranges and autumnal colours when it's autumn. So if you want me to try those on for you in tomorrow's vlog, maybe. I don't really want to do it today. I don't really fancy it. I've just had my lunch. I feel like that's something I need to do before I eat, maybe, so I'm not feeling so sluggish or whatever. But yeah, that's those. We can do that tomorrow if you want to, but you might be all dressed, all fashioned out. I'm not sure how you feel, so let me know. I know what I am going to do. So I'm really struggling to read my book at the moment, partly because of the book in itself. It's got too much inner monologue for me, and I struggle with that. It's just like too wordy to get to the point that's being made. There was like a whole chapter explaining about one thing, but it was made into a whole chapter, and I was like, literally could have been like a paragraph maximum. So I feel like that's doing my head in a little bit at the moment. And also, by the time I am sitting down, I'm quite tired. So what I might do for the rest of the afternoon is one chapter, one chore, or one chore, one chapter. So I'll do one chore, like strip the bed, then I'll sit down and read a chapter. Then I will, I don't know, load the washing machine, then I will read a chapter, etc. So that's what I've decided now. That's definitely what I'm doing. So come along for the chapter and a chore ride, and we'll see how far we get with it today. So I'm going to start with like the easiest thing. It's currently 1:45 in the afternoon, and I'm going to put a load of washing on, and it's going to be a light coloured load. So 10:50 now. That took me 5 minutes, which is good. Always assume stuff like that's going to take you longer. Just going to scroll back to the start of this chapter because I was falling asleep last night. We're on chapter 6 and my child is already summoning me. So this might not go well, but we're just going to roll with it anyway. So that's 1:30. That chapter took me way too long to read. It was quite a long chapter in all fairness. So now it's time to do another chore. I feel like I'm going to do a general tidy of half the kitchen worktop and then crack on with another chapter. So it's 22:02 now. Just done half of the kitchen worktops. So from like the end where I keep my herbs and spices all the way round till the cooker hob. That's all tidied, put in the dishwasher. Stuff that can't go in the dishwasher has been hand washed. Baby, toddler, has fallen asleep, so I've settled him down on the sofa with a blanket and everything like that, so we shouldn't get any more interruptions as such. And now it is time for chapter number 7, story, which is the main female character's name. So that's now 2:00. And I finished that chapter. So I'm just going to take 3 packages. 3 packages upstairs now. I picked one up from Asda earlier that I haven't told you about because it's underwear. 2, 3, So I actually came up with this little challenge one day when I was struggling to read another book. The box in my wardrobe. There was like an autumnal vibe book that I was reading that I got inspired by purely just because the front cover was really pretty. And I was really struggling to finish it, and I wanted to move on to my next book, but I didn't want to not finish the book that I was on. So I'm just not a fan of doing that. I like reading a book all the way through unless it is absolutely diabolical. It wasn't diabolical, but it was just hard going. Like, it was just a bit flat, boring, not that exciting or whatever. But yeah, so I filmed that for my TikTok and it actually went down quite well. And I feel like I got loads of the book done and I got loads of chores done as well, because it like gave me motivation to keep going. It wasn't just a day full of chores and it wasn't just a day full of reading. I think I'd get like bored of both pretty quickly if I just set myself to task just one of those things. So by mixing it up, it really helped. So it didn't like get me to finish the book, but it made me read a chunk more in that particular day than I would on like your regular day. Because at the moment I'm only getting like one chapter a day done by the time I'm falling asleep, and I'm just not, I don't want to like carry on going like that, because I do really enjoy reading, and I feel like you can't get into a book properly if you're only reading like one chapter a day. And I feel like this book is gonna get better. Like, as I'm going on, the chapters are getting better, they're getting funnier, they're getting more to the point. So the quicker I get there, the more I'll be able to enjoy the book. So I'm gonna strip the bed now. That will be like chore B of this section, and I'll take that all downstairs to be washed, and then we'll go and read another chapter. So it's 2:15 now, so that total took me 15 minutes, and I made a cup of tea in that time too. So we're about to start chapter 8, which is stories chapter again, but halfway through chapter 7 the main male character came in, so they had like a split chapter, whereas like dual pov books like this, it normally has like the main female character has one chapter, then the main male character has another, and they like alternate like that. But they shared the chapter last time, so this one's saying it's going to take me about 28 minutes to read, but we shall see. I'm now 20% of the way through the book, which is good. I feel like I'm making some progress, and like I said in one of my last clips, it's getting there. The pace is picking up a little bit, so I feel better about that. That was a funny chapter, I have to admit. So we're now on 22:3. Oh, I don't want to go back upstairs and put the bed linen on the bed. It's my worst job. I hate it so much. So I'm just going to finish my tea and then I'll go up. I tell you what I do need to buy. So this duvet cover is like a flannelette, or what's the word they use, the modern word? It's brushed cotton. So I don't have a brushed cotton sheet to go with this. I do have a brushed cotton sheet, but it's black, and that's not going to go with this. So I'm going to put that on my to-do list either tomorrow or on the weekend or whatever, because I meant to get one last year and then never did. So I'm just noting that mentally now so editing L can remember. So it's now 1 minute past 3. That takes a while to put the linen on the bed. I don't like it. Particularly as the duvet cover gets thicker, it just becomes more cumbersome to deal with. But alas, let's get another chapter done. So chapter 9. So this is a story starting again, because again, the last chapter was a shared chapter, which I feel like they should almost be making like 2 shorter chapters rather than 1 long chapter. That would be my personal pref. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm free to put the book down whenever I fancy it, but that's what I would like prefer to see in a book. But we move. So it's, what time is it? 23 minutes past 3. Just finished that chapter. The baby, toddler, woke up halfway through, and I think I'm gonna maybe pause there. I'm gonna get one more chore done, but then it's gonna start to become time to start prepping dinner, and then dinner time, bath time, bedtime routine for the kids, etc. So it'll be hard to continue this process, but I feel like I've made really good progress. So like the next chapter I'll be starting is chapter 10. So what's that, like 4 or 5 chapters? Like 4 or 5 more than I would have like read normally. So that's really good. And then obviously I can read again this evening then, knowing that I've got more chapters underneath my belt today. So I'm about 26% of the way through the book, which I'm happy with. It's getting good. I'm getting into it. I'm getting a flow, which is nice because I wasn't before, and I was ready to like just not bother with it, to be perfectly honest, which I hate doing, like I've mentioned. But yeah, that is how I do my chore and a chapter and a chore challenge. I don't know, which way do you prefer it? Chapter and a chore or chore and a chapter? But yeah, so I shall see you all later. Evening, gang. I have some really, really sad news. I'm sorry to let you know that this gin glass decided it was its time. Completely, like, impressively smashed, to be perfectly honest. Just be careful I don't cut my fingers on those. But yeah, I went to tidy away the chopping board that I cleaned earlier, and it slipped out my hand and then knocked over a gin glass, and it fell into the dishwasher, and then this happened. Never mind. So, sad news done. Good news is it's time for another gin. And we are day number 12, is it? 12? Yeah. So we're like basically, yeah, halfway through Vlogmas. How has it been for you so far? 12v12. 12v12. Right down in the bottom, can you even see? Right down here. Right. Fingers crossed it's better than yesterday's. Gin Provincia, Andy's Dry Limited Edition. That sounds very French. I've got some reindeer antlers on because why not? That's what the bottle's looking like. Again, I would say it's given off a very summer meadow flowers vibe. So what have we got? Gin Provincia. Andy's dry gin. Oh, I'm way off. So Andy's. From, I'm going to completely butcher the pronunciation of this. From Colchagua, Chile. 40% volume. This smooth classic dry gin is distilled at the foot of the Andes using local botanicals. So Gin Provincia, Chile. Okay. Very nice. So this is apparently just a dry gin. Smells exactly like a dry gin. So I know nothing about Chile at all to be able to be like, oh yeah, this happened and that happened and this is where that is. I know nothing about Chile at all. And let's have a strong taste. Oh, that smells exactly like Gordon's. Oh, strong. It is a dry gin though, straight up. You can just take, which I'm fine with because it says that it's going to be that and it is that, and I like that. It's the ones that say they're going to be something else and then end up tasting like this where I'm like, no. It's definitely got something a little bit different to it. Don't know if it's got something like, I don't know if it's because I'm thinking of the flowers on the bottle, but there's definitely some kind of like floral something in there, I'm sure of it. What is that? Can't put my finger on the taste. There's definitely something floral in that. I'm going to have to go on their website and see what ingredients they use because that tastes very floral to me, which is lovely, really nice, which would make sense as to why they've got the flowers on their label, unless these are the flowers that grow at the base of the Andes. But yeah, that's pleasant. That's really pleasant. I like that. That's nice. I'm going to do some research into that and I will let you know in notes on the screen about what ingredients it is. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today. It was a bit of a here, there and everywhere type of thing. Decided quite late in the day that I was going to be doing a chore and a chapter, or a chapter and a chore. You'll have to let me know which way round you prefer. But yeah, that's it from me today. I need to go and dispose of that broken glass in a safe manner so no bin men get jabbed in the removal of that. I guess I could put that in the recycling bin actually. But yeah, so tomorrow I think we'll try on those dresses. If you all let me know if that's what you want to do, then that's what we'll do. We do have the last playgroup Christmas party of the week tomorrow too. So yeah, that will be my little Friday tomorrow. Nothing majorly exciting going on. And I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.